All right, everybody, we had a cool little project today. I'm actually working on putting together some pistons and rods. This is not for me. This is not one of my projects. This is actually for my uncle. So I have a buddy that's an engine builder. He actually helped me build this engine. But I got a hold of him because my uncle's building a small block Ford. And he needs his rotating assembly balanced. So I got a hold of my buddy. He was able to get that done for us. And I figured I'd help my uncle out and see if we can get these rods and pistons put together. They are floating pins. So with that being said, they're not press-in. Obviously that's the other style. But there's like a little kind of like coil clip, I guess you could call it, to help hold those wrist pins in. They can kind of be a pain. So I'm gonna try to figure this out. I've done them before, but it's been a long time. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll get it figured out, but I just figured I'd bring you guys along, show you guys this, so let's get her done. Okay, first things first, looking at this rod, you'll see on the inside of this journal that this side kind of has a little bit more of an angle or a chamfer on it than this side. What that means is this side with the chamfer or the bigger angle is what goes against the flat part or the weight of your crank. So basically your two rods will sit together this way with your chamfers on the outside. I don't know, that's how they're made. But yeah, it's an important part, very important part. So yeah, obviously if you guys are watching this, I'm sure you know how to put these together and you just want to watch me struggle, which is fine, but we'll get there. These actually take a narrower bearing, my uncle was telling me, so that's kind of cool. Get those sat in there. See if we can get this in place. I ripped them already. Scalpel. So I know it doesn't look like I'm putting it on right. What I'm doing is I'm basically using this piston, or this rod, kind of as a stand. Just like that. So I can use it to hold this up so I can get this little clip in there. Screw these. Gloves are stupid. Let's get these clips out. So yeah, this is those clips. As you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but they're kind of coiled up. And you kind of have to work them in. They're really weird, but it's not terrible. It's just a matter of doing it. I'll give you a little bit closer look at these locks. That's what they look like. So you kind of have to snake them down in. But as I told you before, this is just so I have that little stand. Obviously that's not how these pistons sit on the rods. But what we're gonna do, snake it on your finger there. Get it started. About like that. You take this and you just kind of work it down in. Oh, cut my hand. Shocker. Try a little bit better tool here, give me a little bit more leverage. There we go. Just kind of snaking them in there. Go around. It's like a key ring on steroids that sucks. But it's a very important key ring. Then when you get most of it, you can kind of work the rest of it in with your fingers. Except for this last part. That one's kind of being a pain. And just like that, it's in there. Now, your wrist pin can't come out that other side. Come out that side, but it's completely stuck right there. So yeah, when you're ready, you put your rod through it, you do it on the other side, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock out one side on all of them. That way, all I have to do is put the rod in and go through the other side. I don't have to do one at a time. And then they're prepped. Yeah, there's your trick. So I kind of want to show you guys how I'm setting this up with the chamfer, you know, making sure it's in the right spot, basically pretending that this box is my cylinders. Well, it's my block, right? So this would be number one. That sits in front. Right here's the front of the block. So that means this side goes up against the crank, then rods meet, and then this side goes up against the crank. So I'm making sure the chamfers are in the right spot by kind of mocking this up. So basically, like I said, cylinder 1, 5, 2, 6, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think it's working. We'll figure it out. All right, so as you can see, I kind of got these packaged up here. I got 4 rods and pistons completely snapped together, everything. They're done. I mean, you can take them apart, but then you got to replace the retainer clips. But they're done. But now we're going to go over to my uncle's. I'm going to take him all of his parts, his whole rotating assembly sitting over here, crank, flywheel, all that stuff. And I'm going to run that over, and then we're going to check orientation and make sure these rods and pistons are put together correctly. They should all be the same because the way the chamfer and all that, you know. But we're going to double check it just to be sure. I would hate to put them all together and then something be off. So we figure leave 4, then we can always change 4. So we'll get that done. But yeah, take a quick trip over there. I'm going to get all this stuff loaded up, and I might video over there. I might not. Either way, we're going to get that done. See you in a few. All right, we got a little bit of a side quest. I'm working on polishing these wheels. So this one I actually just did by hand with this little microfiber pad here. I mean, you could see it definitely took some stuff off. But all I've used was some of Bill's cleaner. I used some of Bill's cleaner to just kind of, I don't know, get the initial like dirt and brake dust and crap off. And I hit it with some of Jack's Wax metal polish. It's doing the trick. My dog is going crazy back there with his new toy. But yeah, I mean, I just did it by hand, and you can kind of see it's starting to shine up. I can show you guys the other one. The other side doesn't look too hot. I mean, it's definitely that kind of brushed aluminum look, and that's not what I'm going for. I'm trying to make these shine. So we're gonna see what we can do. Yeah, just a little side project. He just wanted to show you his new toy. But yeah, that's what we're getting into. So, see how it goes. So I went for the old corded. And that's already shining up significantly better than even yesterday, especially like right back there. Yeah, it's looking real good. I guess keep hitting this for a little bit longer, and I don't know, persistence is key, I guess. So I didn't get any before footage, but this is the other side. This is the driver's side. I've been working on the passenger side. And you can see, like, it's not bad. Like, I can show you the before of when I picked these things up. They were bad. But considering they've been sitting for a while, it's probably been at least 2 years since I polished them last. Come over to this one, and it looks a lot better. Definitely has more of a, you know, shine to it. And they don't need to be perfect, but, you know, I'll take it. I'm pretty happy with it. If anybody has any tips or anything like that to polish these a little bit better, I'm down, but I don't want to do too much more effort. I think they look okay for what it is. They could always be better, but I just don't have the time for that right now. I will say these wheels have a pretty cool backstory. So Ethan, you guys all know Ethan. These were on Ethan's grandpa's truck. And unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But they had these wheels sitting in their garage. And I've always, you know, considered them like family, and they've considered me like family. So they thought it'd be cool. Hey, let's see these wheels be put to use. And they gave them to me. I cleaned them up real good. I'm squeaking this toy. And cleaned them up real good. And this is how they look now. So I'm pretty happy with it. They're very happy with it. They're glad to see the wheels be put to use. But yeah, it's kind of a cool story. That's why I like using these wheels, and I think they fit the truck pretty well. So, but yeah, I think we're about done with this project. I'm gonna hit the other wheels, but you guys don't need to see that. It's the same process. It's just, who cares? Anyways. carry on. So yeah, for a quick 30-minute job, I'd say those wheels came out pretty good. Like I said, they could be way better. I could spend hours on them and really make them look like a mirror, but it's gonna take a lot, and I just don't have the patience for that right now. I got a lot of other stuff that I could be doing. But yeah, I'm definitely happy. I mean, just by looking at them, they're 10 times better. I mean, even compared to the fronts, they're just kind of dull, but the back has been, kind of brought back to life a little bit, and it'll look better on camera. In person, if you squint a little bit, they look really good, but on camera, they look fine. But yeah, all I used was the, like I said, the old man's shine, just to get that initial clean. And then I used some Jack Wax metal polish and a mother's power cone, or whatever you call it. That dang clock is going off again. That looks like it's a 1922 Ford sound. That's what it does. Every hour it's a different Ford truck that runs. Kind of cool. But yeah, I'll call that a win. I'm happy with them. We'll do the fronts later. All right, we're back. It's the next morning. I didn't film much over my uncle's, but as you just saw in the last clip, that's his Falcon that we're building this motor for. And I don't know, I think this motor is gonna be pretty peppy compared to what was in it. It's just, all the parts that are going in are really good, and they should work really well together. I mean, it's not gonna be a race car by any means, but we're probably thinking like 3 to 350 in a little Falcon. So it'll be a fun ride, but got a 5-speed put in it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna get that all figured out throughout the summer, and we'll give a little updates here and there. But yeah, been a pretty good one. Got the pistons all put together, got my wheels polished. I'm happy. Little wins. So cool. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Helps me out. So appreciate you guys. Have a good one.